Your car's engine is being destroyed right now, and the odometer has nothing to do with it. That is not a dramatic opening. That is the actual problem most car owners have never been told. Everything you learned about car maintenance was framed around miles. Change the oil every 5,000 miles. Rotate the tires every 6,000 miles. But here is what the service interval sticker on your windshield will never tell you. Your car is degrading on a clock, not just an odometer. The damage is happening whether you drove 10,000 miles this year or 2,000. And because nothing looks wrong, nothing sounds wrong, and no warning light comes on, most drivers have no idea it is occurring. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what is breaking down inside your car on a timer, what it costs when you ignore it, and the specific 6-month routine that stops all of it before it becomes catastrophic. But we need to start with the one that kills engines. Because once this process starts, you cannot undo it. It is called sludge. And if you have never heard that word in the context of your engine, pay close attention to what comes next. When your engine runs, combustion creates gases, water vapor, fuel fragments, and acids. Those byproducts get suspended in your motor oil. As long as you change the oil on schedule, they drain out with the old oil. But when oil sits too long, those byproducts stop being held in suspension. They group together. They thicken. They turn into a black, tar-like substance that coats the inside of your engine and clogs the oil passages your components depend on to survive. Here is the part that most people miss entirely. You do not have to be a negligent driver for this to happen. A Toyota Camry owner in Michigan followed a reasonable oil change interval. He drove 8,000 miles past due once. The sludge that built up from that single stretch clogged the oil passages, caused low oil pressure, and resulted in total engine failure. The repair cost exceeded $5,000. But there is something even more technical happening in modern engines that makes this worse. Most engines built in the last 15 years use variable valve timing. That system uses pressurized oil to operate the actuators that control your valve timing. When sludge restricts that oil pressure, the actuators fail, often triggering OBD2 diagnostic codes like P10, P11, or P14. The engine timing goes out of control. And that repair bill goes far beyond what a typical sludge cleanup costs. And here is the time-based dimension of this that most drivers never consider. Short commutes, stop-and-go traffic, and cold weather driving prevent your engine from reaching full operating temperature. When that happens, moisture and fuel residue stay trapped in the oil instead of burning off. That accelerates sludge formation. Regardless of how many miles you have driven, your daily commute, the one that feels easy on your car, is actually one of the worst things happening to your engine. The fix is straightforward. Do not wait for the oil life monitor to tell you it is time. Check your oil every 6 months as a time-based checkpoint. Look at the color on the dipstick. If it is dark and thick instead of amber and clean, change it regardless of what the monitor says. Use full synthetic. And never stretch an oil change by more than 500 miles beyond your interval. Because real-world driving conditions are almost never what manufacturers assumed when they wrote the recommended intervals. Now here is where most car channels stop. They tell you about oil and move on. But there is a second system in your car that is degrading on a timer. And this one is not a mechanical issue. This one is a safety issue. Before we get into it, if this is the kind of deep dive content you want on a regular basis, subscribe. We do exactly this every week. Verified data, no filler, the things that actually matter for people who care about their cars. Now, your brake fluid. Most drivers have never once thought about brake fluid beyond checking the level in the reservoir. And that is exactly the problem, because the level is not what you need to worry about. It is what is inside the fluid itself. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. That word means it actively absorbs moisture from the surrounding environment, even through sealed lines and rubber hoses. There is no way to stop it from happening. And here is why it matters. When your brake fluid is fresh, it can withstand temperatures well above 400 degrees Fahrenheit before it boils. That is the margin of safety built into your hydraulic brake system. But brake fluid absorbs roughly 1 to 2% moisture per year just sitting in your car. And 2% moisture content reduces the boiling point of your brake fluid by approximately 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Think about what that means in practice. Your brake fluid starts at 400 degrees of protection. 2 years in, with no flush, that protection has dropped dramatically. And when brake fluid boils inside your lines, it vaporizes. Steam is compressible. Brake fluid is not. When steam enters a hydraulic system, the pedal goes to the floor. Not fade, not sponginess. The pedal goes to the floor. According to SAE research, of randomly tested cars on American roads, 25% had a dangerously high moisture content of 4% or more in their brake fluid. 1 in 4 cars. Driving around every day with brake fluid that has already crossed into dangerous territory. And the reason it never gets caught is that it does not feel different day to day. The degradation is slow and invisible. The only time you feel the difference is the moment you need your brakes most. On a steep grade, towing a trailer, in an emergency stop, flush your brake fluid every 2 years. Check the color every 6 months. Fresh brake fluid is clear to amber. Dark or cloudy fluid is already compromised. This is not optional maintenance. This is a safety decision. Now let's talk about money. Specifically, the $400 most drivers throw away every few years without knowing it. Your tires. Everyone knows tire rotation is important. Almost nobody does it on time. And the financial math of skipping it is almost embarrassing in how preventable it is. A tire that lasts 60,000 miles with regular rotation will last only 40,000 miles without it. That is a 33% reduction in tire lifespan per tire. Across a full set of 4 tires, skipping rotation costs you roughly $400 in premature replacement. The rotation service itself costs between $20 and $50, but the money is not even the most important part of the tire conversation. This is without rotation, front tires on front-wheel drive vehicles can wear at twice the rate of the rear tires. An unevenly worn tire does not just cost you money early. It increases the risk of heat buildup, hydroplaning, and blowouts. A blowout at highway speed is not a flat tire situation. It is a vehicle control situation. And the cause, a worn tread pattern from skipped rotations, could have been prevented for the cost of a takeout dinner. There is also a detail about tire pressure that most drivers do not know. Tires naturally lose about 1 pound per square inch of air pressure every month just sitting there. Low pressure causes the tire to flex more on every rotation. That generates heat. Heat accelerates wear. Over time, it adds up to thousands of miles of lost tire life. Check the pressure with an actual gauge every 6 months when you do your rotation. Not a glance at the tire, a gauge. Most newer vehicles have TPMS sensors that warn you, but they typically only trigger when pressure drops significantly below recommended levels. Now for the one that most people dismiss as a comfort item, and then spend hundreds of dollars fixing because they dismissed it. Your cabin air filter. Here is what a clogged cabin air filter actually does. It restricts airflow through your ventilation system. That forces your blower motor to work harder than it was designed to. Over time, that added strain accelerates wear on the motor. In severe cases, it causes premature failure. A blower motor replacement is not cheap, but here is the part that goes beyond mechanical damage. A neglected cabin filter becomes a breeding ground for bacteria and mold. That mold grows in the filter material, gets recirculated through your ventilation ducts, and enters the cabin air you and your passengers breathe every day. A fleet of commercial Ford Transit vans was brought in for air conditioning complaints. Every van had recently had the refrigerant topped off. The problem was not the refrigerant. The problem was neglected cabin filters restricting airflow so severely that the air conditioning system could not function. The fix was a $20 filter. Every driver in that fleet paid for refrigerant service when the real issue cost $20. Because nobody connected a cabin filter to an air conditioning failure. Replace your cabin filter every 6 months if you drive in urban areas, high pollen environments, or anywhere with significant dust. The interval in your owner's manual was written for ideal conditions. Your conditions are probably not ideal. Now for the last one. This one is quietly sabotaging your entire electrical system without making a single sound. Your battery terminals. That white or blue crusty buildup you have probably seen on a battery terminal is not cosmetic. Corrosion on battery terminals increases electrical resistance. As resistance increases, the starter motor gets choked. The alternator strains to compensate. And when the alternator is overworked over months and years, it fails prematurely. Here is the part that most drivers would never connect on their own. The location of the corrosion is actually telling you something specific about your charging system. Corrosion on the positive terminal indicates your battery may be overcharging. That points to a faulty voltage regulator. Corrosion on the negative terminal indicates undercharging. That often means your short commutes are drawing more power from the battery than the charging system can restore before the engine shuts off. The corrosion is a symptom. Most people treat it like a cosmetic nuisance and wipe at it with a rag. The correct response is to diagnose what caused it. The fix takes 10 minutes every 6 months. Disconnect the negative terminal first, then the positive. Mix a tablespoon of baking soda with a cup of warm water. Scrub the terminals with a wire brush. Rinse, dry completely, and apply dielectric grease before reconnecting. Then check the resting voltage with a multimeter. A healthy battery reads between 12.6 and 12.8 volts. Anything consistently below 12.4 volts is a battery that is already failing. Catch it before it fails at the worst possible time. Before we wrap this up, here's one more time-based component that most people overlook until it snaps on the highway: your serpentine belt. That belt doesn't wear out from mileage. It degrades from heat exposure and age. The rubber compounds break down over time, developing tiny cracks that grow into catastrophic failure. Check it every 6 months for cracks or fraying. There's also one more fluid that degrades on a timer: your coolant. Even in a perfectly sealed system, coolant additives break down every 2 to 3 years, regardless of mileage. When those additives fail, your cooling system can't protect against corrosion or regulate pH levels properly. That's how you end up with a $5,000 radiator and water pump replacement in your Chevrolet Silverado, because nobody thought to flush the coolant. Now let's bring all of this together. Because there is a pattern underneath everything we covered today that matters more than any individual item on the list. Every single failure mode in this video follows the same logic. Engine sludge does not trigger a warning light. Brake fluid degradation does not feel different until the moment it fails catastrophically. Tire wear compounds silently. Cabin filter mold grows where you cannot see it. Battery corrosion creeps across the terminal, while the car starts fine every morning. Serpentine belts crack invisibly. Coolant additives break down in silence. None of these things announce themselves. They compound. And they compound on a clock, not just an odometer. That is the thing manufacturers will never put on the service interval sticker. Mileage-based maintenance is how they protect themselves from warranty claims. Time-based maintenance is how you protect your car from reality. The entire 6-month routine we just covered costs somewhere between $200 and $400 combined. Oil check, brake fluid check, tire rotation with pressure check, cabin filter replacement, battery terminal cleaning, serpentine belt inspection, and coolant system check. $200 to $400 twice a year. The repairs that routine prevents cost $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, sometimes more. Sometimes it is a blown engine. Sometimes it is a brake failure at the wrong moment. That math is not complicated, but most people never make the connection between the skip and the consequence, because the consequence does not arrive immediately. It arrives months later, when the car finally tells you what you stopped doing 6 months ago. Now you know what was happening. If this video gave you something useful, something that changes how you actually think about your car, subscribe. We dig into exactly this kind of thing every week. The verified data, the technical details, the connections that most car channels never make. You will not regret it. And the next time someone tells you the oil still looks fine, or it is just some corrosion, or the tires are probably okay, you will know exactly what is happening inside that engine right now, and exactly what it is going to cost them when they finally find out.